Good morning everybody, and welcome back to another episode of my flipping series where I'm trying to earn the most expensive gear in the game for every equipment slot. Now that is going to add up to a ton of money because, for example, in our torso slot we need an item that's worth over 2.1 bill. In our weapon slot we need the 3rd age pickaxe, which is worth well over max cash. And thanks to a bunch of extremely rare pay-to-play items, I need to save up somewhere between 8 and 10 bill, if not more. Now for the last couple of months, the market has been crashing significantly, and luckily for me, the market for 3rd age items has also crashed a bit. So where previously we had to save up like 12 bill, now maybe we only have to save up 10 bill. I'm not even sure exactly, but things are going down. The only thing that's not going down so far is our cash stack, and hopefully that doesn't change today. As always guys, if you are enjoying the series, don't forget to leave a like on the video. For every 10 likes I get in this video series, I'm going to go ahead and buy an additional item, an Onyx Dragon Bolt E to go in the equipment slot, and so far I think we're already up to like 35 mil worth of items, so keep it up guys. Anyway, let's get started. So in the last episode we finished off pretty much at the end of May, so I thought today would be a good time to go over the numbers. So to begin with here, our monthly profit for May was 131 mil, which is good. I mean, it's not much of an improvement over March or April. However, March I would say was a bit of a fluke. I don't think I should have had that much of a profit in March. Just got really lucky in a few things. In April, May is just where I probably normally would have been anyway. So after 5 months of flipping, we're up to around half a bill, which is very solid progress considering we started with exactly 1 GP and it took a long time to get started. I predict and I hope the next 6 months are going to be much more profitable than just 500 mil. However, with that said, to keep things interesting, I'm going to be taking some risks and that could always backfire, so who knows. As for my most profitable item, I don't know. I just flipped a bunch of different items again. However, going into the future, this is going to be a bit easier to track. Now over the weekend, I had a bit of a dilemma on how I was going to present the next episode. I had around 2 weeks worth of clips that weren't that exciting. I mean, we made good progress, but for the most part we were doing a lot of the same things, and sure I could have done a giant time lapse that would have encapsulated 2 weeks. However, I've done a fair bit of that as well. So to keep things rolling and keep things interesting, I'm going to be skipping ahead 2 weeks worth of time. So I ended the last episode on May 28th, and today's episode we're going to be starting on June 15th. So it ended up being around 2 weeks worth of progress. We started with around 490 mil, and we ended with 534 mil, which is a profit of around 45 mil. It really wasn't that exciting, and that's partly why I'm skipping it. We didn't really have any big gains or big losses. It was all just very consistent in the middle. Now, one of my goals for this episode was to be able to afford a Scythe. Now, I kind of got that, but in a more roundabout way. I didn't actually make that much more money. The Scythe just lost a bunch of value. I mean, just as of today, it's worth only around 512 mil, which means I can now afford it. I didn't really have to do anything. I didn't have to earn any more money. I thought I would have to save up maybe 575 mil, but now it's so inexpensive that we can actually start flipping it. Now, I don't have much experience flipping items like this, but they can be very profitable in a daily manner. For example, every day if you manage to flip all 8 of them, if you get a 500k to a mil margin, you can make anywhere from 4 to 8 mil every day just on one item. So I'm going to put an offer in for the Scythe, and hopefully we can get a couple of quick flips on it. Well, that's really not bad for our first try. After 10 minutes, we managed to flip a Scythe completely, earning us 700k in profit. I mean, 700k in 10 minutes, that's pretty damn good. Theoretically, we'd be able to do another 7 of these fairly quickly, although, I mean, the price always moves incredibly quick on these items, but I mean, we're gonna give it a shot. Well, this is kind of interesting. This is actually quite a few days later. Now, I bought the Scythe for 511 mil, 511.7, and we sold it for 516.8, which means, well, we just made 5 mil in profit on the Scythe. Now, originally this was kind of an investment because I was gone for 2 days. I thought I would just hold the Scythe. I thought it would jump back up more than that, but in the end, I mean, we got 5 mil in profit. I'm not so upset about that. So the margin on the Scythe is not nearly as good right now, so we're going to try a few other items here. Notably, we're going to try buying the 3rd age plate skirt. I've noticed that quite a few of the 3rd age items have massive margins on them. I'm kind of nervous because I've gotten burned on them before, but eventually I'm gonna have to try them again, so, well, why not now? Well, so far no luck on the 3rd age items, however, I'm gonna keep trying. It still looks like they have margins of 1 mil to 2 mil, and they look very promising to buy right now. I did end up trying to flip some of the new items with Kingdom Divided. We tried flipping Infernal Ashes, but it's not really worth it. But we did have a very nice flip on the Dragon Full Helm for around 1.5 1.4 mil in profit. And surprisingly, one of my best items this time was actually the Truver Parchment. Truver Parchments are really nice because they have a very high limit and often you can get 30 to 50k in profit. This time we were getting closer to 80k on quite a few of them. I think it'll be easiest just to show you my flip tracker here. 1.9 mil in profit on 27 Truver Parchments, and we flipped those in a day or something. Okay, so we're going to try a little bit more of the same, but the new item I'm going to try here is the Third Age Plate Leg. I did try buying the plate skirt earlier, but no luck. Still, it looks like we can get around a 2 mil margin almost on the Third Age Plate Legs, which is amazing. I mean, it is definitely a rare item, but I mean, we could easily flip a couple of these in a few hours, I think. It does kind of stress me out buying an item that is so inflated like this because, I mean, just a few months ago, this is only worth 40 or 50 mil, but I mean, as long as we don't get incredibly lucky and the item crashes just as we buy it, we should be able to make a fair bit of money. Well, that's pretty awesome to see. We did get a successful flip on the Third Age Plate Leg, and we actually have 2 of them as well. So that's 1.3 mil in profit on just one flip of the Third Age Plate Legs. Same day as well, so we're already up to an 8 mil profit on the day, just from the Truver Parchment, the Third Age item, and a few other things. We did have a few other flips coming through here, and all of that does add up to be a fair chunk of change eventually, but I mean, we've done these a lot. There we go, another sale on the Third Age Plate Legs coming through for 1.3 mil. That was incredibly easy. We're just checking in right before bed. And you may have noticed we actually bought another Third Age Plate Legs for the same price. And I'm actually very impressed with how quick it has been. I think we might actually even be able to sell it for more money. We're going to try selling it for 100.2 mil, which would be actually closer to a 2 mil margin. That's one thing I need to get better at, still paying attention to items that I'm making money on, because sometimes the margin goes up and I lose out on some money by not really noticing that. But I gotta say, the Third Age Plate Legs is making us a lot of money. So we're gonna leave these offers in overnight. Hopefully we wake up to another sale, a profit of 2 mil, but I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. That is what you love to see when you wake up. We got the sale at 100.2 mil, which means that's pretty much a 2 mil profit on just one of the Third Age Plate Legs. Thought about buying another one overnight, but I kind of didn't want to get caught with more than one of them, especially if I was just going to be sleeping through the entire thing. So in the 24-hour period, we've already made 12 mil, mainly off the backs of the Third Age items, and I mean, we got 3.5 mil on 100 Truver Parchments, so we're making good money there as well. I think my next goal here is maybe to try to get 20 mil in 24 hours. Well, there we go, guys. We're pretty much done with our goal. We just got an insane flip on the Third Age Plate Legs. We did 2 of them, and I ended up getting a 5.4 mil profit combined. And I mean, it's only been a couple of hours since we last checked in. We just made so much money on that. Everything else is kind of peanuts in comparison to that. So at 1 p.m., we are up to 20.2 mil in profit on the day. Around half of that is from Third Age Plate Legs, 5.2 mil of that is Truver Parchments, 2 mil from the Eternal Glories, and then everything else is pretty minor in comparison. But that's insane. I think that's probably my best day of flipping so far, and off the backs of some really rare items, which to be honest, I've had very little success on until this point. So we're definitely going to continue on with Third Age items. Across the board, they're all very profitable right now. I mean, we're going to try the Third Age Robe Top, looking for a 1.5 mil margin on that. I think we're also going to have a look at the Third Age Range Legs, which have about a 700k margin on it, very cost effective for the price. And the final Third Age item I'm going to be trying is the Third Age Plate Body for around a cool 143 mil. So let's see how that goes. Well, can't really complain about that. We just made more money, and it really still is June 20th. 24 mil on the day. Crazy. We've been making close to 700 mil in a month at that rate. We got around a margin of 1.5 mil on the Robe Top. We're hoping to get 3 mil in total on that one. And on Range Legs, we got around 1.3 mil on that already. I just can't get over how big these margins are. We went from flipping like 10 to 30 mil items consistently. Now we're up to flipping the Scythe of Vitur, expensive Third Age items, and we're getting rewarded with bigger margins. Well, we got a little bit of everything going on here. We have Third Age items, we have the Ring of Endurance, Truver Parchments, Dragon Full Helms, Amulets of Eternal Glory. The one thing connecting them all is everything has been very profitable. I think the market is just generally going up right now, at least on rare items. Everything else, not so much. But pretty much anything we try, we're making money on right now. We made 1.2 mil on the Ring of Endurance, 1.2 mil on the Eternal Glory, pretty much another 1.2 mil on the third age robe top, and a significant amount of money on the Truver parchments and everything else. After claiming everything, we're already up to 583 mil, so we made a lot of progress, especially in the last couple of days. The beginning of June was a bit lackluster, however we definitely more than made up for it in the latter half of June, where things are starting to look a little bit more promising. Alright, there's another third age item I haven't really tried much yet, the third age plate body. Not an amazing margin, I think we only got around 700k on each one of them. And somehow on the way cheaper third age item, we managed to get a 1 mil margin. Now I'm still trying a bunch of third age items, and while we haven't gotten as lucky as we did 2 or 3 days ago, we're still making money, and these items are pretty volatile, so at any point we could just all of a sudden have a 3 mil margin on one of these items, or we could lose money as well, but that's kind of the nature of the game. So we're checking in a couple days later here, guys. I'm not really sure what happened on this one. We got kind of lucky again. Buying Inquisitor's plate skirt for 210, selling it for 212, so that's a 1.7 mil margin on a fairly in-demand item. On everything else, we made significant money as well. And I think that is where I'm going to end it for today. After claiming everything, we're up to 590 mil. So over the last month, we made around 100 mil in profit. Not as good as it could have been. But with that said, after this episode or next episode, we'll be pretty much caught up time-wise, and I'm kind of excited for that. I have some really interesting things planned for the next couple of weeks. We're going to make some investments. We're maybe going to make a ton of money. Maybe we're going to lose a lot of money. That said, it's definitely going to be exciting. And now that we're caught up time-wise, everything's going to be a little bit more relevant and just make a bit more sense. Thanks for watching, guys, as always, and I will see you in the next episode. Now, before I go here, I want to give a giant thank you to all of my members over on YouTube. Thank you so much to Guy Fox, Wolf of the Hunt, Timothy Chen, Ocelot, and Kush Patel for all being subscribed to the Dragon tier. Thank you guys so much as always, really appreciate it. And also a giant thank you to Branton Griffin, Hunter Durant, Lord Dojin, All Things Gaming, Yo-Yo Sub 89, Connor B, Birdbot, and Base Titch. For all being subscribed at the Runite tier, thank you guys also, appreciate it a lot. As always, if you guys are looking for another way to support the channel, becoming a YouTube member is an awesome way to do so. Get immortalized in all of my future videos, get access to my video release schedule, and of course get a custom role in my Discord server. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next time.